locaion.
Silly boy.
Hui! Hier ist die Bar.
It will probably be used tomorrow.
I hope. Where do people get the alcohol from?
Outside.
Oh, true. There's a food truck festival as well. Oh my god, I'm hungry.
Oh, really?
Oh my god, the tables are doors.
Yes.
Oh my god, I just noticed.
They're recycled.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Huh?
It would be also super cool to sit in here, but yes. He's friendly, and now I will fall over this.
Please don't fall over the Amazon.
Ameise.
Amazon.
Ameise.
You are being Amazon. I will just go check if I didn't forget anything.
Yeah, in general, I want to go look again. So here's the entry, and then you go down this very pretty corridor. Like in general, I think it's such a... Yes.
Sorry for swearing.
No, it's fine. As long as I don't put it in the first 5 minutes. But I overall think it's just a very pretty building. It's right next to the main station. I think they like stored trains in here back then.
Yes.
Like
it
old
used to be one
trains.
of those round things that...
Yeah, but the trains get
There used to
rotated.
be rails here also. That's why the floor looks like
Oh,
that.
I see.
Because they wanted to keep the structure.
Yes, and then we have here our table, me in the corner, and
Pink lights.
him here. Oh, fancy.
Look what I did to my folder. I propped it up slightly so people see it better.
Yes. Yeah, I have mine just laying there, but usually people find it, but I think that's also very pleasant.
I will see if I can get a folder that has, because there's some that you can prop up by themselves,
Yeah.
they have it like attached. I will see if I can get one of those.
It's a prototype. It's a work in progress.
Everything is always a work in progress.
It is. Okay, and we come back tomorrow to like hang up the prints and all, because there are still some naked. Yeah, I have some more to hang, and I'm thinking of like bringing the king in yellow, but we also have to bring the water tomorrow and the food.
Why are you filming me so close up?
You're standing so close up.
I don't know, why am I?
We go
Do
home
you
now.
wanna ask him if he...
Matthias, yeah. Hello, my name is Silicone Orchide. I'm a creative being and a mess of an artist. Oh, and Misha started with building up their shelves. Hello, it is Saturday morning. Today is the 1st of June and we are in Luxembourg City. We are in Rotonde, which is the building I had my art gallery. Like, I was part of an art gallery a few weeks ago, and it's very interesting to be here. And this weekend I'm here because of Geek Foire. And oh my god, the sun just decided to shine so bright because we have like these huge windows here on the side. Oh my god. Let's have me blinded. It's a 2-day nerd geek event with like merchants and some artists, and outside there is also a food truck event. So we have 2 events here, so I hope many people will come. We have super nice weather, as you can see, and I'm very excited for this one. All these years I wanted to come here, but every time I missed out on it. Like, I totally forgot about it. I missed the application time, and also I never managed to come here as a visitor. So this event is very new to me in many ways, and I have no idea if many people will come, how many people usually would come, and yeah, let's see. Yesterday we already came here to set the base up. All I have to do now is put up my prints, because the table is standing, the buttons, the stickers, the zines and the keychains are on. And the patches. Did I say the patches? The patches. And yeah, all that's left is on the prints, and that's what I will be doing now, because I have more than an hour still to do this, and I also breakfasted already. Like, I'm very much in time. It's very cozy so far. My biggest fear was to drive here because it's city and I never drove through the city, and I'm very happy that I managed that and everything went well. I will also try to update you throughout the day, and in general that convention is also very chill because I can just drive home later and sleep in my own bed, and there's not much stress about that, and also having had to organize a place to sleep at. And yes, I don't know, I like local conventions because in some way they are also much more chill, unless it's LuxCon, but they also help a lot. I still enjoy it a lot. My table is standing. I put up all the prints now, and this time I had to do things a bit different because these are 2 meters of a table, which is the biggest table I ever had so far, and I could actually fit on 6 wire shelves next to each other, so it's much bigger than usual, which also means I have more space. And usually all the things I have just suit perfectly on the space I usually have on 5 wire shelves next to each other, and that means I got some prints out that I usually have with me but I don't sell as often, and since I had the space I just put them up now because usually I just have them in my folder, so if people spot them they can take them and have them and such, but since I have space I took use of it. And for the rest I also hung up my patches here because usually I have them on that side, but due to the windows that would block out a lot of light, so I have them here instead. It's for the first time that people see them from the front, so that will be also very interesting. I hope it works out. I will be curious to see how it will affect the sales on my patches. Another thing is also that these keep falling down, so I will try to figure out another way of how I can color code them so it's easier to read. And I'm sitting next to a window that I can actually open, so I opened it. And it feels actually nice because today it will be very warm with those huge windows shining in. It's also super good weather, which is positive, but yeah, I have the window open. I hope, as you can see, my prints are affected by the wind, and I hope they can hold on to dear life for this weekend. And yeah, they are up. My folders. Oh, also, usually I only have 2 of these to the front, and I started to put like those black plastic there so people don't look behind my booth there, because there and there it's mostly covered by buttons and keychains. But I for the first time also used that space now for these prints, like prints that children would recognize, all the Pokemon stuff, maybe some League of Legends, and then I have more space for my Raven crows. And I didn't notice that I didn't have a Junkrat print hanging up, like hanging at my booth, so people didn't see him for a long time. Like I have him in my folder, but yeah, if people don't look through it, it's much harder to find him and to see him, so he's back up. Here is also my new Alistair button, because let's take a print. That's how he used to look like, and I think this is much more readable. I even still have like the old button that was on the display. Like, it's such a change, I feel. It's much easier to read the button, and this is just so dark, and it also fits better with the new one. So the next ones I will replace as well: Vox, Lucifer and Angel. That's on my to-do list for Dokumi, and for the rest, very chill. The only thing I had to prepare for my table is also make a sheet of buttons, which is 16, and for the rest, I'm fine. Like, there wasn't much work to do for this convention. It's not a convention, it's an event, and as I said, I know I was here, and I'm very curious to see how it will be at the end, and also with the food festival. From what I heard, they have very yummy food from many different countries, and I'm very excited to try some things, because that's something I actually like to spend my money on. Food. Also advertising our local gaming community. Also, like, if you're from, like, I think the Benelux countries or from Germany, like, they welcome you. I don't think they would like exclude anyone after in general, but yes, it's our local League of Legends, Valorant, Rocket League club. Like, they cover quite some games and participate in tournaments. So if you want to participate, go check it out. Here's Crimson Crime, who's setting up today. Pretty. Hi, yo, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, a bit tired.
Yeah, you can do it.
It's always a little threatening to approach people with a camera.
They are forced to be nice to me.
I don't think that's the thing that I'm thinking about them.
And my boyfriend's table. Wait, let me show you something. The light is very bright. I know I also still have to put this away, but I really like how we just always contrast with the very black and dark, and then here's like this pink energy, pink violet one, and I just love it. I love our tables together. They are boyfriends. Baby.
Can you just... I also have to do content.
You? Oh my god, you're a content creator.
All artists are content creators by default.
You?
Why does your phone match my book? True.
Because it used to be his.
This is my phone.
Yeah, sitting area. We also have the cafe there.
Yeah.
And then here there will be probably all the food trucks, like here I already saw them. And then here is the building where we are seated. Like it's just overall such a very, like it's such a pretty location.
I love it.
And it's so close to like the main station in Luxembourg. Like it's so easy to get here because the main station. Yeah, wait. The main station is like there. Like you even walk through the main station to just get to this side of the city. Like here's the clock tower of the main station. Like it's so, and the train see, like it's really so close, and I don't know, it's so worth, I think, coming here, and I hope they are a success. Eiers Kaffee, das Ei.
Italienisches. Like wenn den Responsablen den gelohnt wird, high wäre. Ja, für den Maragua. Ja. Weil da wenn etwas geschieht, also Zeitfehler. Wenn sie jetzt raus sind, dann mehr Mann, etwas, dann sind Tierfehler.
So we are back today. It's Sunday. It's the second day and the last day. And oh my god, I just have no idea what just happened. Usually, if you go to events, you as an exhibitor are allowed to enter earlier to be able to set everything up again and just get cozy and make sure everything is fine and such. And we arrived here at 9 and the event starts at 10 and they just didn't let us in until now. Half an hour later, so we were standing outside in the cold and they also didn't really clarify it in their email, and it's just very weird. And in general, the event so far is really like not going great for my usual events, so this is not really much fun because yesterday, like from 6 till 8 in the evening, as I also thought, nothing was going on. People were like maybe passing, but also not many, and that's about it. Like I think I had like 3 sales, which is still something, but in general not a lot. And they could have just started the event at like 11 instead of 10 and then also stop it at 6 instead of 8, because during those hours nothing was going on, and from my experience most people come after lunch, so the first big wave of people usually arrives at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, like so far I am alright with the event, also money wise, but I have no idea where this is going, so let's see how today will go. I hope better than yesterday for sure. People also say due to the cosplay event today that there will be more people around. Also from how it feels like there are many normal people, because we are nerds and geeks and this is like Geek Foire, and usually you see people in cosplay and people that like gaming and anime and manga and anything else alike. So usually you would see such people, but most of the people that passed here were like normal people, and from what I assume is like they knew that there was the food truck event outside, so they came here to eat something, and then by chance saw that this store was open and stumbled in, which is great when people come to such events, especially because they are free, like this one is free, and they can just get an insight of this kind of event. But it's not what I usually have as my clients, and I can tell, and those people then come by, they look, they watch, but they don't necessarily buy anything and or interact with the artist. Like someone like, oh yeah, did you draw this and this looks cool and such, but that's also a rare case. Yeah, it's a very different atmosphere from my usual events. And it's a bit sad because it's a local event and I know the store, I'm going there since more than 10 years and I really want to support him, but so far it's like very hard here. So what I have to do again is like put my prints there, put my zines out, because everything that was just lying there I just took behind my booth so no one would take it by passing. And then I'm also already ready. Like there's not much I have to do, but I still enjoy if I have some more time. Then again, I don't think that at 10 o'clock something will happen, so it's okay. I would have just preferred if they would have informed us properly about opening time today, because we assumed that 9 would be fine. It's like 1 hour before the event opening. I always say convention con because I'm used to going to conventions and such, so that's my main event, but this is not really a convention, it's like a foire, like a market kind of thing. But so if I say con, I mean event in this case, in this video, so you know. But yeah, I would have just loved to be informed. And yeah, that was my little update of this event so far. So let's see how today will be and get this booth going again.
Bien, le bonjour tout le monde, bienvenue à la Geek Foire 2024. Je pourrais avoir un petit applaudissement. Wouh! Merci à tous d'être là. On va participer maintenant au concours cosplay de la Geek Foire.
So we are back from Geek Foire, and it's still the same day as the event because I just felt so motivated to right away record my thoughts on this event. We arrived home, we already unpacked the car and got cozy and such, and already collected some thoughts on this event because compared to the other events, this was somewhat very different for me. It is the first time that I was now at Geek Foire in Rotonde, organized by Reservoir, which is a local store for anime, mangas, figurines, even music, and just any kind of merchandise that warms up a nerdy heart. And I shopped there at times since quite a long time, so I was very curious to see how their event would be like. It is the first time I was there now as an artist, and I have never been there before as a visitor as well, because I always somehow miss out on when it was, because I never got to see much advertisement, or like I straight up forgot, and then at the end I saw that it was that weekend. But in the past it was already very hard for me to keep track with the event. Why I am very lucky that I could go this year. Throughout the days I already talked to you and shared my thoughts and how it was going, and it was quite strange, to be honest. The atmosphere was a bit cut off, like I had a hard time to connect with the people, but first of all I was sitting in that corner, which wasn't a big deal. Like I could tell that some people just stared at my booth from far away and then moved on, because it was not a necessary spot to pass by to get through the hall. But it's a bit sad that people didn't come closer to my booth. Like it's very hard to then talk to people or engage with them. Why I just smiled at them, said hi at times, and they also looked at me, because just saying hi and then not getting a response is a bit sad and pulls me down. That's why I don't do such, for example. And I just felt a bit disconnected, and also from what people were there, I could tell they were probably in the first place there for the food truck festival, because I feel that got promoted better than Geek Foire. And then by chance they saw that the door was open, and then they came in and walked around and noticed, oh, there is something that's going on there. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I got. That's also why people weren't necessarily drawn to our tables and to the event. And they just looked around, had a nice day, and had more to look at, I assume. But they weren't really interested in us. That's how it felt like. Then of course I had a few people that I saw already at other conventions, other events, which I'm very happy to see every single time, to just have a few moments to talk with and share thoughts and just have a nice time. And those moments were very dear to me, because despite these moments it was at times very boring for me. I got super tired yesterday, because whenever I don't really have to do anything, my body shuts down, my mind shuts down, and I had a hard time to focus, so I overworked my eyes, and then I got a migraine, and the day yesterday was hard for me, and it was also very hard on my body. Today that was a bit better, but then again it was still hard to connect with people. Yesterday, the last 2 hours, nothing really happened for us. I was just sitting there, and for my boyfriend Fuzzy Luna and my friend Crimson Crime, it was just the same kind of vibe. From what I heard, the location, Roton, didn't do much advertisement as well, which is sad. And 2 days ago I was also at a post office in Luxembourg, and there was a huge pile of flyers still left, and I knew those wouldn't disappear within the next 24 hours. So they had flyers, they tried, but people didn't really know about it or got informed about it. I also had 2 encounters with people today where they were like, oh, I am just here because yesterday I found out that this event is happening. So while the event was still going, they just figured it out and then decided the second day to come by actually, which is super cool that they did. They made my day, but it is still sad that there wasn't proper advertisement before that event. Another thing that was also a bit strange for me is like how they placed merchants and artists and all, because it was very spread out and puzzled together. Like artists didn't really sit with artists and merchants didn't really sit with merchants. It was all over the place. Why I think it is very hard for people to then see, oh, all these things are handmade and drawn and crafted by those people, while the other tables are selling official stuff and things they bought to then sell them to customers. I think if artists would be put together more, it would be much clearer, and people would also have this change of mind of like appreciating that art more, and then also going in with the mindset of this is handmade, this is something I cannot find anywhere else but at this booth or at this person's table or store or wherever you can find them. I'm very glad though that I was sitting outside. I had a window right next to me, which was by chance, and it made it much easier to like get some fresh air every now and then. And then also I wasn't anywhere close to the stage, which I find very pleasant. We also had those super big windows, so we had proper light, and I really enjoyed it. Like the location I think is great for that event, and you can fit a lot in. It's also perfect for the size of the event, and this event also has a lot of potential, but the people weren't really there. You had the merchants, you had the artists, and you had the food outside. They also had a cosplay contest, but sadly only 6 people participated. But I think they had a great variety, and I think it was also great that they had so much food outside due to the other event. I also noticed that there were often many more people outside than inside. Also at the location itself, it wasn't really clear what Geek Foire was and what was going on inside of the building. So I can imagine being clearer about it, being more communicative about it, and also promoting more would help that event. For me as an artist, I covered my expenses, I made some profit, I had yummy food, but sitting there for some hours and not having to do anything and then just walking around because there is really nothing happening, it's a bit sad, it's a bit frustrating at times, is a toll on my body, and just pulls down the overall mood for me and for other people. That's why I also think that one could have opened that event very easily at 11 o'clock in the morning, because until 2 o'clock there wasn't really much going on, and one could have closed up already at 6. Of course, that's a smaller window for people to come by, look around and buy stuff. Then again, that event wasn't huge, why that time frame would still be reasonable, and it would accumulate more people at one moment, making it look busier and making it in general busier also for the artists and merchants to sell things, and be also entertained by interacting with people and working. And that's more worth it than us sitting there and losing our time over it and getting frustrated about the event, because like that one might lose people coming back. Then again, I don't know, maybe some visitors are also like, oh, there wasn't much going on, maybe I don't come back. Maybe that's a possibility, which I don't know could happen. But I also think there wasn't much to do for people despite eating and looking around and maybe buying something. Why that event also doesn't keep people there. They just come for a short period of time, do their things, and then they leave. Another thing I like about this event is that you can read it very easy with the public transport, and even if you come by car and plan on staying longer, you can just park at Bouillon and then come over with the public transport, or you just find one of the parking slots around. Then again, on Sunday it is usually free to park around there, but the space is limited because it's in Luxembourg city itself, and there is a lot going on. I, for my part, could cover my expenses, also make some profit. The tables were 50 euros each, but since we booked together, we had to pay 5 euros less, so I had to pay 45 euros. Then for the food, I calculated in 30 euros because I ate a bit more. And then gas is not really worth mentioning, but I will give my friend who drove us 5 euros. So I have a total of 80 euros in expenses, and I made roughly 450 euros. I still have to wait for my payout tomorrow from SumUp, and then I can have a proper clear number. I might also put it in so you have the clear number here in the corner, and that's what I made. And then in conclusion, this is also what I made in profit. My goal each time is to get 200 bucks a day, which I reached, so I'm very happy about that. But the event just frustrated me a bit, and also from what other artists said and even other merchants, it was very slow and at times not good for it. And that's not good, because despite us sitting there, we also have to prepare our things. Some people come from farther away, and it has to be lucrative in that regard. Then I was really looking forward for the event, and I'm glad I could participate, and I would also go back there because it is still local, and I still saw some people here and there that I know. I even had one person that came just because of me, because I also tried to promote it by putting it onto my Instagram story. Then again, I don't have much reach. I still try my best to help out with such. Why I also try to make these videos, because maybe next year or the year after you are like, oh, maybe let's go check it out, and then maybe it runs better. As I said, conventions can change, experiences can change, and I want this to change, and I hope it can change. Yeah, I think the biggest deal this time was the advertising, because our local nerds were missing, and I could tell. Other events I go to, which are here in Luxembourg, is Anime Focal and LuxCon and LGX, and even if these events are created by different organizations and are of different size and in different locations, they still have somewhat the same vibe of like this nerdy, geeky energy of like people talking to you And this one here was a bit different. It was a bit low key. Oh, and what I liked this time, I had my new boxes for this convention event. I still keep saying convention. For this event I had my new boxes, and it made transporting and storing stuff so much easier. So I really like those. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or feedback, please let me know down in the comments. And if you want to support me, you can do so on my Ko-fi. And I currently also have some portrait commissions up there which you can get there. And for the rest, I wish you a good day or night wherever you are. Bye!